our periods, there are just so many to choose from. Tampons, cups, underwear, pads, just to name a few. What each individual chooses to use is very personal to them, and it comes down to what suits each person best. When choosing sanitary products, it's very important to take into account the following factors: menstrual hygiene, soiling, irritation and infection, physical experience, knowledge of menstruation, social and cultural factors, and support from others. On average, menstruation happens for 65 days of the year.
I don't know who those lucky ducks are bringing that statistic down.
The sanitary pad is by far the most widely used method of menstrual management. Reusable sanitary pads have been around for longer than you may think. Menstrual pads have been mentioned in history as early as the 10th century in ancient Greece, where a woman is said to have thrown one of her used menstrual rags at an admirer in an attempt to get rid of him. Rags, cotton, sheep's wool, knitted pads, rabbit fur, grass, newspapers and tree leaves have all been used as sanitary towels. When reusable pads were first introduced, they were too expensive for the majority of people. When they became affordable, they were in many forms, one of which was a thick, nappy-like liner held up by a belt. This video by Ladylike shows 4 modern women trying on 40-year-old products. They were not on board. When plastic reusable pads became available, it was freeing. Nowadays, an individual goes through approximately 11,000 disposable pads or tampons in a lifetime. But more recently, we have also gone back to reusable products. So which one is better, reusable or disposable? Let's start with the price. Purchasing reusables has an initial outlay that costs more than disposables. Depending on what you need, they start around £5 per pad, but they last between 5 and 15 years. Disposables are more expensive to purchase over the whole lifetime. You could even save up to £10,000. The low cost of disposables is good for low-income families who can't afford the initial outlay, donations and charities such as the Red Box Project, who make sanitary products available freely in schools. On the other hand, there are campaigns like Rethink Periods by City to Sea, which encourages the use of plastic-free products by providing education and examples. Reusable products can also be provided to those in period poverty. Here we have the classic plastic pad with wings. It's sticky on the back and ensures it stays firmly in place. That's of course if you don't accidentally stick it to your leg. I don't know anyone who's done that. On the reusable pads we have a leak-proof backing. It fixes in place with a popper, but it doesn't stick, and therefore it can slide up and down. The main pad is made from bamboo fleece, which is biodegradable and 40% more absorbent than the cotton lining in the disposables. Bamboo fleece is made from a sustainable crop that needs no harsh chemicals. Cotton is one of the world's thirstiest crops and is therefore covered in pesticides and insecticides. Most disposable pads contain plastic, which is a harmful pollutant. Some pads are even 90% plastic. This lays against one of the most sensitive areas of the body. Then, when these products sit in landfill, the chemicals go into the earth and therefore the air and groundwater. Having pads made from bamboo fibre also removes that horrendous plasticky smell. It can take some getting used to the reusable pads and finding the right ones for you. Both disposables and reusables come in many shapes and sizes to suit every preference and need. I even had some reusables custom made through Etsy. Some can be a bit big and bulky, and some a bit smaller, some more hidden, but it's surprising how comfortable they are. When researching, I found out there was a mixture of opinions about absorbency with no obvious leader, but I'm going to conclude that they are just as absorbent as each other. When changing a reusable out and about, you do need to store it and bring it home with you. This could stop people from using them. There are, however, products to help with this, such as a wash bag with a clean and dirty section which can go straight into the wash. Something else people might not like dealing with is the washing process. I have friends who wring them out by hand, but I don't do this. I either pop them straight into the wash or soak it in the drum before the wash. It is a little extra washing, however. The biggest upside of disposables is that you can dispose of them without another second thought. They are convenient and easily accessible from the shops. You don't have to worry about storing them after they've been soiled or transporting them.
Now we're on to the biggie, the environmental impact. Did you know that 200,000 tonnes of sanitary products end up in UK landfill each year? Sanitary products make up a fifth of the litter washing up on Europe's beaches ahead of coffee cups, cutlery or straws. Globally, we've already created over 8.3 billion metric tonnes of plastic. That's a lot. Plastic production is expected to double over the next 20 years and quadruple by 2050. Disposable sanitary towels take so long to break down that they will be in landfill long after the person who uses them has passed on. The user has to be happy for that to be part of the legacy they leave on this earth. And finally, let's finish on a positive. Purchasing reusable pads gives you the opportunity to support local and independent companies like Moomins. Katerina is a Portsmouth-based businesswoman who is a fellow Endo sufferer. Moomins pads are all vegan, biodegradable and eco-friendly. They can even reduce your pain and flow. I can vouch for that. Each have their pros and their cons, but which one's right for you?